5 Science Teacher Love. How are you, my science learners? I hope you're doing fine. What a great day to start today's episode here at DepEd TV, where science makes sense. Our topic for the day is changes in matter when applied with heat. You've already learned from our previous episode about the two types of properties of matter. We have physical properties and the chemical properties. Physical properties are characteristics of matter that can be observed or measured without changing the identity of the substance. Chemical properties, on the other hand, are characteristics of matter that can be observed or measured as a substance changes in identity. But before we continue with our lesson, let's play a game called Super Sci Terms. All you need to do is to identify what property is being described. Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. It is the ability of a material to break easily. It has 11 letters. It starts with letter B and ends with letter S. Can you determine the word? The answer? Brittleness. Very good. Number 2. It is the ability of a material to be decomposed by microorganisms. It has 16 letters. It starts with letter B and ends with letter Y. What word is it? If your answer is biodegradability, you are correct. Next item. Number 3. It is the ability of a material to allow heat and electricity to pass through. It has 12 letters. It starts with letter C and ends with letter Y. Can you identify the word? If your answer is conductivity, you are awesome! Number 4. It is the ability of a material to be stretched and returned to its original shape. It has 10 letters. It starts with letter E and ends with letter Y. What word is it? The correct word? Elasticity. How was that? Wow! Down to the last item, number 5. It is the ability of a material to resist pressure that may cause deformation. It has 8 letters. It starts with letter H and ends with letter S. Can you identify the word? If your answer is hardness, correct! Did you get all the correct answers? If not, don't worry. You can still go back and review this episode by watching it in DepEd TV YouTube channel or in DepEd Commons. Brittleness, conductivity, elasticity, and hardness are examples on how we can describe the physical properties of matter, while biodegradability is an example under the chemical property of matter. These properties can be related to changes that materials undergo, like physical change, which is a change in appearance when materials are bent, pressed, cut, crumpled, or folded. Try to find out if the composition changes. Oh, what time is it? It's lab time! Do you have this at home? A ruler, sponge, paper and a scissor, and clothes. This is bending a ruler. Squeezing a sponge. Cutting a paper. And crumpling a paper. And folding a cloth. What are the changes occurred? The paper changes its shape and size, but the composition remains the same. This type of changes is called physical change. How about this? We need vinegar and a baking soda. I will mix the baking soda and vinegar. The reaction that happened to the baking soda and vinegar produces carbon dioxide. Originally, it can be seen as bubbles in the solution, but can quickly be released from the solution. This activity has a change in composition. A new substance is formed in the presence of bubbles. This is called chemical change. Physical and chemical changes are around us. These changes can happen in our environment, our bodies, even in the daily products that we use. It's so hot in here. I feel thirsty. Can I have a glass of water? Finally, I feel good. Have you also experienced heat when you are outside? Where does heat come from? What is the largest source of heat? The largest source of heat is the sun, and it is also the reason why we feel hot. As discussed in your previous grade, heat is a form of energy that can be transferred from one object to another. We can identify how the heat from the sun affects the hotness of our atmosphere by using a thermometer. Let us discuss what heat can bring. Heat can change the physical characteristic in an object. How does heat cause physical change? Can you see the objects? I have a plastic ice wrapper and a water. Do you have any idea of what I'll be doing with it? See that? I put water into the ice wrapper. This time, I'll be placing it inside the refrigerator. Together, let's observe what will happen to it after a couple of hours. Oh, what happened to the water? The water became ice. It solidifies. Water is composed of tiny water droplets, which is called a water molecule. When water is placed inside the freezer, the water molecules move closely towards each other and they move less and less. When water turns into ice, this process is called solidification. I have a glass and a pitcher with water and ice. I prepare this so that when I feel thirsty, I have here something to drink. Oh, but wait, I need to do something. Oh no, the ice has melted. I completely forgot about it. What do you think happened? As what you have noticed a while ago, I placed the ice directly from the heat of the sun. When ice receives the heat from the sun, the frozen water molecule starts to move farther from one another and making them liquid again. The process by which solid becomes liquid is what we call melting. Again, Melting is a change from solid to liquid. As you can remember, the glass was full of water a while ago. Now, take a look at it. The water level decreases. When a liquid like water receives the heat from the sun, the water molecules get more energy and they become excited. Also, the water molecules move farther and farther away from one another. Thus, the liquid water turns into water vapor. The change from liquid to gas is called evaporation. Again, evaporation is a change from liquid to gas. Come with me, I will show you something. We can see water in the cover of the pot. The water vapor transferred its heat to the surface of the pot. As the water vapor cools, the water molecules move closer to one another and move around more slowly. Thus, the water vapor turned into liquid water. When water vapor turns into liquid water, this process is called condensation. Again, condensation is a change from gas to liquid. Melting, solidification, evaporation, and condensation are some of the examples of physical change, and some are due to application of heat. As you notice, these processes are reversible. This is called phase changes. Phase changes are physical changes that takes place when a matter is shifting from one phase to another. Heat does not only produce physical change in materials. Sometimes, heating a material causes it to undergo chemical changes. The chemical changes caused by heat is irreversible. A change is called irreversible if it cannot go back to its original characteristic or look. One common example of these is cooked food. The egg your mother cooked for breakfast has undergone a chemical change. Now, can you bring the egg back into its liquid form before it was cooked? Not anymore, right? Therefore, frying an egg is an example of chemical change. Another example is burning wood. Burning wood undergo chemical change. As used substances like carbon dioxide and ash is formed, wood which is burnt cannot be changed back again to its original state. Next is lighting a match. Before lighting a match, the body is made of pale colored wood and a red or black tip. After burning, the tip becomes black and charred. The pale color of the wood also becomes black. It is no longer the original wood. Lastly, we have a lighted firecracker. A firecracker is composed of flash powder. When it is lit, the flash powder is burnt and causes it to explode. Sound, heat, odor, and light are the effects and the great example of chemical change. Now, let's find out how far you are now in this discussion. Get a piece of paper and ball pen. Read the following sentences carefully. Write true if the statement is correct and false if not. Are you ready? Let's begin! Number 1. Melting ice cube, boiling water, and drying clothes are examples of physical change. Is it true or false? If you answered true, you are correct. Number 2. Physical and chemical changes are results when heat is applied to matter. Is it true or false? If you answered true, you are correct. Number 3. A vanilla ice cream melts when taken out from a refrigerator for a long time. Is it true or false? If you answered true, again, you are right. Number 4. Charcoal burning on the grill is an example of chemical change. Is it true or false? If you answered true, you are fantastic! Number 5. When heat is applied to matter or materials, nothing happens. Is it true or false? If you answered false, perfect! Wow! You did a great job! To further test your knowledge, let's identify the next activity that shows physical and chemical changes. Read the activities written inside the box. Identify which shows physical change or chemical change. Are you ready? Instruction. Make 2 columns. One for physical change due to the presence of heat. And second, chemical change due to the presence of heat. Write the following statements to its proper column. Frying an egg, boiling water, burning paper, grilling chicken, and melting chocolate. Drying of wet clothes, heating of sugar, melting of ice cream, Together, let's answer. First, frying an egg. It changes its shape, state, and it is irreversible. Is it physical or chemical change? The answer, chemical change. Second, boiling water. It changes its state from liquid to gas. It is reversible. Is it physical or chemical change? Answer, physical change. Third, burning paper. It changes its color and it produces new substance which is an ash. Is it a physical or chemical change? Answer, chemical change. Fourth, grilling chicken. It changes its color, smell, and it is irreversible. Is it physical change or chemical change? Answer, chemical change. Fifth, melting chocolate. It changes its state from solid to liquid. It is reversible. Is it physical change or chemical change? Answer, physical change. Sixth, drying of wet clothes. Water evaporates due to presence of heat. It retains its composition. Is it physical or chemical change? Answer, physical change. Seventh, heating of sugar. Heating sugar at high temperature causes them to lose water and react with each other, producing many different types of compound. Is it physical or chemical change? Answer, chemical change. 8. Melting of ice cream. It changes its shape and state. When refrigerated, it solidifies. Therefore, it's reversible. Is it physical or chemical change? Answer, physical change. Do we have the same answers? You are amazing! Because of that, let's give ourselves 3 claps and a wow! 1, 2, 3, wow! Today, we learned that heat application in matter results to either physical or chemical changes. Now, let's study the following situation and identify what is likely to happen when the heat is applied to the object. Choose the correct word from the parentheses. Now, let's see if we got all the correct answers. Number 1. The melting butter when left out in a warm room is an example of physical change. That's a check. It means we are correct. Number 2. An ice cream melts on a hot day is an example of physical change. Another correct answer. Number 3. Charcoal burning on a grill is an example of chemical change. We got the correct answer again. That's great! Number 4. Frying an egg on heated pan is an example of chemical change. We're right once more. I hope we'll get the 5 correct answers. Number 5. An ice melting when taken out from the refrigerator is an example of physical change. Did you get the correct answer? Good job, science learners! This has been another fun learning episode for Grade 5 Science. I'm Teacher Love, and this is DepEd TV, where science makes sense.